This is what all the masters have talked about. This is how Jesus walked on water and turned water into wine. This is how you raise the dead. This is how you do things out of the matrix system, my friends. It keeps you enslaved, keeps you separated from your true identity. Hello, my wonderful friends. Megas with you on a beautiful day in Asha. I can't stop laughing. It's one of those days. I've been using my brain to its max capacity. I'm sucking down energy drinks. I just solved my Rubik's Cube. I'm trying to get my brain turned on. And I'll tell you why, because we're covering, it's a fun subject. We're going to talk about changing the code of the matrix. My friends, if you can change the code of the matrix, you can change your world. You can change your life. You can change everything. And now there's this beautiful marriage of spirituality and science. They've come together amazing. And I've actually wrote down calculations and equations that's going to explain to you what the great masters have taught throughout the years. And then I was just reading the Emerald Tablet of Hermes, and I was reading the translations from Isaac Newton. I know you've heard of him because we still use his math to this day. He's a genius. And at the end of this, I'll read that to you. But the gist of it is that if you can understand what's going on in the heavens, you can understand what's going on in earth. If you can understand what's going on in the outside, you can understand what's going on in the inside. And a great way to understand that is, okay, so we have moons that orbit our planet. And that same pattern happens on a larger scale, where the planets revolve around the sun. On even a greater scale, the galaxies. But you can take that inside to your very cells. The atom acts the exact same way. You have a nucleus, and you have the electrons that orbit around it, my friends. So if you can picture it with the sun and the planets, you can picture what's going on inside of you. And we start to break down these seemingly complicated equations, but they're quite simple. And this one is beautiful. This right here shows us that we can change everything. And it looks so simple, I know, but what you do, you take Z and you add a value to it. And then you times it by itself, which is Z squared. And then you add another value. Now this calculation right here is going to be the input for the next calculation. This is how a computer simulation works. This is also apparently now that we figured how our universe works. That's how it's a self-replicating code that keeps feeding itself, my friends. It keeps the simulation going on and on. And you can see this in a positive or the negative. The great master Jesus taught that he who has, more will be given to him. He who has not, even what he has will be taken from him. We've heard this in sayings like the rich get richer, right? You see it in families. If grandpa was rich and successful and figured out how to make money, he passes that on in his very genes and DNA to his offspring. Now there's other families that have a different mentality. We see it even expressed in our health. My friends, if grandma had a disease and mom had a disease, that's passed in your very genes. Now it is up to you whether you open that coil, right, our DNA, we can express our genes or not. We have that control, my friends, but we have to rewire our neural pathways. When we do that, then we can not pass down in our genes and DNA that sickness and disease to our children. We cannot pass on that broke, poor mentality to our children, my friends. We cannot pass on that slave mentality that the matrix keeps us in to our children. But you have to do something. It's cause and effect, my friends. Everything is information. We know that now. Everything is energy. Energy and information are the exact same thing. If you change the information, you change the energy, you change the form and matter. Okay guys, please stay with me. This is important. We're going somewhere. By the end of this, my friends, you're gonna get something and you're gonna change your life. So all of the fractal patterns it's the same, right? It's the understanding of the atom and the planets and the sun and the galaxies. What's above, same as below, my friends. But when you break it down, you're going to see that you are limitless. Even in this time space, you are limitless. In these patterns, the area grows in the first iteration by 1/3. Second iteration, 4/27. Third, 16 over 243. Fourth iteration, 64 over 2,187. Until the growth finally levels out at 1.6, which we know is the Fibonacci series, my friends. And that Fibonacci series is infinite. And it's showing us that our complexity, our potentiality that's in us is limitless. This is what all the masters have talked about. This is how Jesus walked on water and turned water into wine. This is how you raise the dead. This is how you do things out of the matrix system, my friends. It keeps you enslaved, keeps you separated from your true identity as a child of God. We are sons of God and we have limitless power, but they take you in the first 7 years and they program you with their ideas and doctrines, my friends. And we need to break that. We need to break the old patterns. We need to remove the old patterns and create new patterns. We have the ability to do that now. We know scientifically we can rewire our neural pathways. We can rewire our very DNA and genes, my friends. We are limitless and we are powerful. And my friends, I'm here to give you hope today. Sometimes what we're up against seems too much. How can we possibly fight it? But my friends, take hope, because you are more powerful than you realized. We can change things like that. You see a lot of memes out there, like on Instagram, and it's about if all the people would just rise up, we could overthrow the rulers. That is true. But here's the problem. What we need to do before that happens, my friends, because we've seen this throughout history. The people rise up, but the problem doesn't go away. They get rid of the old rulers, but you know what's still in the people's hearts? Greed, hate, fear, and nothing changes. The first thing that needs to happen is the change inside of us on a cellular level. We need to follow the teachings of the masters to be love. My friends, think about this for a minute. When you love others as you love yourself, it changes everything. Because say you live upstream, okay, and your kids live downstream of you. You're not going to put poison in that water that's going to poison your kids. Okay, and it's that same idea of loving others as you love yourself, as you love your own family. When you think of your neighbor downstream, you don't want to put anything in the water that's going to harm them. When you love others as yourself, that's why love is the greatest force. That's why love is going to change the world, my friends, because we're going to look at people and animals differently. And I know it can be hard. Like I do that with spiders in the house. My programming is to take out a shoe and smash it, but I override that programming. I go and get a cup and a piece of paper and I take it outside, because we're reprogramming the planet, my friends, with love and compassion. And how would I want to be treated? Right? We treat others as we want to be treated. And that's from a human level to an animal level to the earth level. When we start working from that place, and then the people rise up and remove the tyrants, then there's going to be a change in this world. There's going to be peace on earth. But it takes place inside of you first. The change you want to see in the world's got to take place inside of you first, my friends. We need to become love and peace and joy and kindness and love and power and freedom. And we hold that and we vibrate that. We start getting rid of the old programming first in us. Then we're going to remove it from the world. It's simple. The calculations are simple. The ideas are simple. I mean, isn't that beautiful? We can watch how the planets go around the sun, and we can envision what's going on in the very cells and atoms of our body. We can understand this stuff. We're not the idiots the stupid monkeys that they told us we are. My God, we are sons and daughters of God, of the King, of the Creator. We're created just like Daddy. We're powerful creators, my friend. Let's start changing this world, starting right here in our hearts and minds. Today, let's be love. Let's vibrate the Misha Spentas, right? If you didn't see that, go back and watch that last video we did. And we talked about enveloping these attributes in us, being love and joy and peace and kindness and goodness. And when we be that, we vibrate that. That's energy and information and this cause and effect, my friends. So beautiful, so simple. So I want to read to you the Emerald Tablet in Isaac Newton's translation. I'm not going to break it down for you, but it's poetry, but your heart of hearts will understand it. It says, "'Tis true without lying, certain and most true, that which is below is like that which is above, and that which is above is like ye which is below, to do ye miracles of one only thing. And as all things have been and arose from one by ye mediation of one, so all things have their birth from this one thing by adaptation. The sun is its father, the moon its mother, the wind hath carried it in its belly, the earth its nurse. The father of all perfection in ye whole world is here." Oh, that's beautiful. I'm going to read that one more time. "The father of all perfection in ye whole world is here. Its force or power is entire. If it be converted into earth, separate thou ye earth from ye fire, ye subtle from the gross, sweetly with great industry. It ascends from ye earth to ye heaven, and again it descends to ye earth, and receives ye force of things superior and inferior. By this means you shall have ye glory of ye whole world, and thereby all obscurity shall fly from you. Its force is above all force, for it vanquishes every subtle thing and penetrates every solid thing. So was ye world created. From this are and do come admirable adaptations, whereof ye means or process is here in this." Oh, beautiful, my friends. Guys, I love you today. Be love, and I'll see you tomorrow.